So last Monday we had a look at, was it April 1982, Citizens Band magazine, UK. And in it we was looking at records and tapes and books and things. So I thought we'd have a look at some books today and see what we've got of these. I have bought one in, and it's arrived today, which is what's triggered me being able to do this. Otherwise we would have been doing a repair, which is a Midland 4001, which I'll probably do later because I missed it. So this is the American Big Dummies Guide to CB. There's a UK version, and I can't say I've seen that. So let's see if we can. We've got. How many of these have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one not listed on there. And I'll show you that first. So this came from Tandy's, and of course it's advertising effectively their realistic 1001 hand portable, which is still about the best thing ever. And no, the American TRC 209 is nothing like, it's just the same case. They started the world talking with their, well, that was the TRC 3000 base station in the UK. So on this side you can look up various things, pull this slidey thing around, and we can see that Smokey is any police officer, also a bear. And on this side you can look up various things like 10:36 if we slide this around, which is correct time is. So that's the slidey 10 code thing from Tandy's. Now let's see if we've got any of these in this kind of order. This is it. This is the first one. I'll tell you what, I'm going to tick these off this list, and any I haven't got, I'll see if I can buy in. So I mean, it's going to be just full of slang. Now, what about this Christmas thing? I mean, this has come in a batch of stuff. Happy Christmas 2015 Roadhog. Love from your house pig, Pink Fizz. You see, this is what you get. Oh, it's got the 10 codes and things like that. It's got the enforcement type, and then it's got the CB type, and some Q codes, and these ridiculous 13 codes. And although this is a Great Britain publication, it's an American thing really, isn't it? The Binatone CB Dictionary. Have we got that? I don't think we've got that. Yes, we have. We've got the Binatone CB Dictionary. We haven't got the other Binatone one, that's the thing. I have it somewhere and I can't find it. I'll have to look out for another copy. So this is well worn and well loved. And again, it's the same kind of thing. And produced by Sheila Tracy, who is a popular radio broadcaster. And the basics, phonetic alphabet, the 10 codes, the 13 code, car handles. Well, this is relevant, so I had a Datsun at the time, so it was a Chinese girl guide. Right, well, there we are. You'd have for BMW, you'd have something like indicators don't work, wouldn't you? But this is this is fun because a lot of these cars have been and gone. Reliant Robin is a lunchbox. My late father, I'm starting that again. My late mother used to enjoy watching a certain Linford Christie, something to do with a lunchbox there as well. A larder, a step ladder. We had a lady at church in Rotherham, and she referred to it as a ladar, a bit like Mrs. Oh, what was her name? Hyacinth McKay. I don't have a telly, so I don't get to see this kind of stuff. Now, this is what's good. You get all this kind of usual stuff. This is actually the best one I've seen because it is British. This is Binatone, and in the back, they're advertising their personal stereo with a built-in speaker for $29.95, which is pretty huge. And they've got a talking clock radio. They've got what looks to be a half-decent clock radio, a twin-tape answering machine, radio cassette recorder, a black and white portable 12-inch telly, which I think were made for them by Samsung. Some kind of semi-transportable thing, and rather a nice-looking stereo, and a car radio cassette. So this is more worthwhile to me because those adverts are kind of interesting. So we haven't got the Binatone Guide to Legal CB, but I think we've got the Fidelity Guide to CB. Yeah, we'll tick that off the list as well. The Fidelity Guide to Legal CB. And it shows a Fidelity 2000, which most people don't appreciate, and is actually the same upper level Cybernet 134 board like the Rotel 240 has, and except the best thing about this is you get the bigger speaker. So this actually does work better than the Rotel 240, and yet you still see these for 15 quid on eBay, and you see Rotel 240s for 100 quid on eBay. What can I say? It's the same set. Oh, here we are. This has been fiddled with as well. There's Alden with his fig leaf. What you get in different countries at the time. What these things mean, all the specifications. Yeah, how to do things. Now, at the time, the Fidelity 3000 wasn't actually on the market. This is the pre-production one, and the meter ended up very different to that. Yeah, this is jolly good. And somebody's filled in locomotion and tiny tot. So I like that. What else is on here? Citizens Bandit FM Way. I do have this, but have I got it here? Yes, I have. Shows a Midland Precision Series 3001 on the front. And the Precision Series Midlands on the back. A logbook. Has anyone filled anything in? No. Usual codes. Filling in your radio license. These days, the UK license, for those who don't know, the UK license, it is still licensed, but you're given an assumed license. So in days gone by, you used to have a dog license for 3 and 6, which was 37.5 pence. And what they've done is they've taken away the need to actually go and buy a license, and citizens are assumed to have a Citizens Band radio license. They're assumed to have a dog license, but it can be taken off you. Both of those can be taken off you. You think, well, I've got a license, yeah, but and if you come to this country and you do a lot of speeding, and you're from abroad, you may not have a British driving license, but you'll be given a ghost license, and that can be taken off you too. I mean, how on earth does that denote a charging unit for NiCad batteries? All we see is a block of what looks like wood with two studs on, as if it's a PP9, and I'm talking about PP9 being the big transistor radio battery, as opposed to the PP3, which is the small 9-volt battery you put in transistor radios and cheap walkie-talkies. But we do have a drawing of a Midland hand portable there, but I don't think that's the best book by a long way. The British CB book by Peter Chippendale. Again, I have got that, but it's not here. Now I've bought this. This is the one I've bought in between doing the video last week and doing this week's video. I've actually bought this off eBay. The Big Howell's British CB book, which was from Halfords, and I never got this book, so he's thinner than me. So it's 10/10 till we do it again. And, they did the Harrier GT868, which of course was a GT868 vibrate, and then they did the HP 940, which was a really good Cybernet 134 set. So they did the two. But then it just fizzled out. So I haven't looked at this yet. So we've got some fun cartoons. What you get in different countries at the time. The frequencies on 27 and 934 megs. Yeah, I mean that's I'll read that in bed tonight. Well, some of it. So I'll tick that one off. The Big Dummy's Guide to CB Radio. We've got that one, but we haven't got the British one. I'll look out for that. Well, I think everybody's seen this. It's not all relevant, but there's some useful stuff in here. Yeah, right. Somebody paid 35 pence for that. The First British Guide to CB. No, we haven't got that one. The Complete CB Radio. No, we haven't got that one. The CB's Bible. No, we haven't got that one. CB Jargon. I've got that one. Cross that one off. By the Bocott Research Team, that's the right one. Wheel and Deal Publications, copyright 1981, so it's what you expect. So when you've waded through this, there's some towns here in the UK. I bet Grantham's not mentioned. No. Also, Bradford's called Curry City. I'll mention that to Mr. Chippy when I see him next. Couldn't believe that. The CB Bible is against the CB's Bible by different people. I don't think we've got that. No. CB Radio by I can't pronounce that. No, we haven't got that. The Complete Dictionary of Trucker Talk. I've got that one by Charles Moore. So it's the usual things. Okay. And we have got CB Projects, which is one I bought at the time. And these days, I don't think you'll get one under a tenner. Why does somebody Tipex the price out? So I was interested. I never built any of this stuff, but I was interested in what he was going to show. Yeah, so he discusses speech processing, but with the UK radios, the speech processed anyway. But you've got a circuit of a 4-transistor speech processor, so, you know, build yourself a Turner Expander 500 with 4 transistors, because, to be honest, that's all that's in those. You might have looked at this. This might be worth looking at as a separate entity. NiCad charger for your handheld. I've certainly built that, but I might have built the everyday electronics version. The power supply, as in a mains power supply, so that's only 100 milliamps. Oh, it's for there was a receiver project. Okay, I'm working backwards like you'd expect. So they've got this receiver project here with normal variable tuning. So I'm just wondering whose IF transformers they use, because at the time, Denko, Clacton-on-Sea were the thing in the amateur radio press. So let's see what he used. Yeah, he did. He used the Denko blue coils. So you need 4 Denko coils, which you're not going to get. The TVA 120 FM chip, they were like 37 pence, dead cheap. So that's a nice book. And then we end up with one which isn't on the list, from Bailey and Co. CB slang, usual thing. American police codes, 10 codes. When people say 73s, it's greetings. 88s, love and kisses. For people who haven't worked out the 24-hour clock. Good. Another one not on the list, because I think it came out 83, was the Tandy one. And this is our final one today. So they're showcasing their realistic TRC 2001 and 2000, which are effectively the Uniden 100, audio line 340. Realistic 2000 is the Uniden 200, audio line 341, and the realistic 1001 handheld there, which we have 14 miles on quite a number of times. So yeah, don't overlook those if you like Uniden sets, but also don't overlook that you need to change those 4 capacitors in them as well. Oh, this has been filled in nicely. And this is I don't know where I got this from. Mick the driver. PO Box 48 was the Radio Club Nottingham, of which I was on the committee. So I'm just trying to think who Mick was. I did know a Mick, who was probably still is breakfast chef at the Savoy Hotel. Now, I looked through one of these. Mudlark at Ancaster. So there is a amateur radio enthusiast who's effectively my next door neighbour, a mile up the road, and he's very active on 2 meters, and his name's Mick. And we say hello from time to time. He sometimes comes on the GB3GR repeater. And Mudlark was his father. And I played the organ at Ancaster Church for Mudlark's funeral, and his activity on CB radio was mentioned at his funeral. I think that was lovely. And about 6 months later, I was given his base station, which was York 869. So it's a Cybernet one, like the Harrier CBHQ, but different, but same board. It did have some issues. It's just one of those things that, and phase like loop chip was up the spout, but for no normal reason. It was just up the spout, so I had to replace it. So it wasn't a cheap repair, but I have it here, and that's our York 869 demonstrator. So that's Mudlark in a book, and I've got all that. You think, wow, it's good that. It's good that when that happens. So I don't know how I acquired this book, but it does the usual things, but it's got some good things about installing and that. And there's the Realistic 1005, which looks very much like the Heathkit 1958 CB radio. But there you are. And there's a granny with a walkie-talkie, which I think probably was kind of how my mother looked. There we go. So that is a look at some of the vintage books which were on that list. And if you fancy looking at that CB Projects by Robert Penfold, stick a comment in. If we get one or two comments, we'll have a look at that page by page. The other ones, I'll have a look at what's on eBay and all that, see if we can get another 3. I know I've got the Banatone one, and I know I've got the British CB book by Peter Chippendale, but it's the others which I probably haven't seen. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that nostalgic look through some of the books which were available in 1981. And I say some of the British books, some of those are obviously reprints from America, and of course that Big Dummies Guide is definitely American. But there we go. Thanks for watching.